Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Minecraft here on our 1.20 Let's Play. And as you can tell from the bakery that we are standing in, today we're going to be working on interiors throughout our town. But first, in our last episode, we built up this beautiful blacksmith area here and we fully decked ourselves out with netherite gear, but we finished without a full set. So yeah, I made sure to go get some more diamonds so that we could finish this up. We also got our shovel here covered in netherite as well. But been looking at the armor here on myself, and I'm thinking that the blue lines just aren't working for my character. So I think what we're gonna have to do before the end of this episode is go get some more diamonds and re-texture this whole suit of armor using the copper. I think that's gonna look really good on us. But as I mentioned, we're going to be working on interiors throughout this episode today, guys. And yeah, I went ahead and made up this bakery here just to get myself, acclimated to the process. Because as you can see, we're using a lot of armor stands throughout this area, which might cause a lot of lag on the game here. But I think it's going to be worth it. All right, let me tell you guys about some of the details we have going on here. So we are using the armor stands to display all of this glass here and the cakes and the cookies. I think it came out really cool. It's a cool little like deli window we have going on. You can see that we have a refrigerator in the back there with our pies for sale. We can just pull those out of the refrigerator, get them onto the counter, and ready to go. You can see we have the signs hanging here, kind of like a menu of sorts. We could also add some things in the future. We have the end rods lighting this place up, and it is getting nightfall, so you can see how well it works. I think it looks really good. We have a little bit of storage up top there as well. And if we go on our back here, we have a little bit of flour and a spatula on the counter. I think there could be some more detail back there for sure, but this is looking pretty good for now. So the next interior that we're going to be working on is the apothecary. You can see that I've already cleaned the whole area out and extended the walls up here, so it feels a little bit more closed in. Just got the space that we're working with here. So this is all of our brewing materials that we're going to need. This stove is also shrank a little bit. I had another one of these here beside it, so it's gone down in size a little bit. We cleaned up the vines that were hanging here. So yeah, this is the space that we're working in. So the first things that I want to do is bring in some carpet to kind of hide a little bit of this amethyst floor. Just adds a little bit more texture to the floor here. And then we're going to be adding like a bench or a shelf throughout this area, displaying some of these materials as well. And then we're going to have to figure out another space. But we'll get to that in a second here. It's going to be a little bit of a mystery. But yeah, let's get some materials here and get this done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. The apothecary is finished, and here it is. So we have our bookshelves here. We have our little brew stand with some ingredients. We have our ingredient book. All of our ingredients are up in here. We have an ender chest. We have floating candles. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Yeah, it's all looking really nice. I put these up in here with the glow frames just because I thought they kind of looked like butterfly wings. I thought that was a cool little touch. We have our little pixies here floating around. I wanted to put them in like individual like bird cages, little pixie cages. I think that'd look really cute, honestly, in like an apothecary like this. But couldn't figure it out. It would have been too bulky, so we just have them floating freely in here. We have to be careful with the doors, but that's fine. Yeah, we have a pay window over here, so I just put a hopper right here behind the counter. You can throw your diamonds or whatever in there. But yeah, this is it. This is the apothecary interior. It's all done, and it's looking real beautiful. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is move on to the tavern, which right now is kind of a mob trap, if I'm being honest. But before we go in there, actually, what I want to do is add a little bit more life to this little square area that we have going on. So I'm thinking we could add a armor stand here. We have this farmer villager head, so I made up a couple clothing items here, some blue jeans and a brown jacket, as well as some yellow boots. And we can actually add his arms here, get rid of that base plate. And yeah, he's kind of filling out this area already, which is really nice. And I think we're just going to set him up maybe pointing. Didn't work. Let's try it again. All right, there we go. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good in this little area. We could come back through and add a little bit to his hat here. Maybe add something to his hands and add some more stuff that he's pointing to or something. But we can move on to the interior of the tavern now. So what I'd like to do is come in and add a nice floor design throughout here, something that kind of catches your eyes, something kind of like a mosaic maybe. Add a couple of tables as well as a large like back wall bar top here, with maybe a bartender on the other side of it. And then maybe we leave this space a little bit more open for like a lounge area. That'd be pretty nice. But if we ever do want to access the second floor, we're going to have to add a staircase in. So maybe this will be a good spot for it, kind of like snaking up over the bar. But we'll deal with that in a minute here. I want to get the floor in and see how things look. All right, so let me bring you guys in real quick while I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing in here, because I'm trying to figure out the spacing and the roof, the floor, all at the same time. So this is what I'm thinking for the countertop and bar area. I think it's going to have to be standing room only, because if we put any chairs right here, they will obviously impede like your ability to get around and stuff. So I think it's going to be standing bar only. We'll put a couple tables over here, a couple tables over there. Ignore the wart stem here for now. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to keep this, mostly just because it doesn't really go with the color palette of the rest of the build, but it's helping me get an idea of the spacing in this room, as well as trying to figure out this floor pattern as I go. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of the process as I'm trying to figure it out here. So yeah, it's kind of a tight space, but we're gonna keep working on it here. I like this roof pattern with the kind of like half slab up on top there. I think that looks really good. So I think we're gonna continue that throughout here. Just continue to figure it out as I go here, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of a progress update before I continue on. All right, so a little bit of a progress update here inside the tavern. Let's take a look, guys. So I put some lanterns up here on chains and made them kind of look like little ceiling fans. I like this detail a lot. Kept the roof the same all the way throughout, and I'm still working on like the back bar area here. We have a couple like kegs. They look like some smaller kegs. We got some cups on the counter, some tables put in here. It is looking a little plain, but I realized, I tried all of the different colored woods throughout this area, but the dark oak and the spruce really just looked the best in here. I was trying to mix in some mangrove, trying to mix in that warped wood that we had earlier, but it didn't look good to me. This kind of looks a little bit more dingy and I don't know, a little bit more port-like, I guess, but I don't know. I think once we add some more like wall decorations throughout here, because it is still pretty plain here, and some more stuff back here, and I start adding a little bit more color, I think this like bland dark oak and spruce coloration, I think that'll kind of get washed away a little bit with some of the more detail blocks, but this is pretty much what we got so far. So we also added the staircase in here so that we can get upstairs, but I'm not focusing on the upstairs today. That'll be a project for another time. I just want to continue working on the downstairs area here. So I'm going to continue adding some decorations to the walls, like I said, finishing up the bar back here, and maybe adding a little bit more detail to the countertop as well. We'll see what I can pull together, but yeah, this is it. I just want to give you guys a progress update, so let me go ahead and finish this now. All right, and many minutes later, guys, I think I have it all done. Hope you guys enjoy this, so let's check it out. If we step in here, we have our little orc bartender here. We have some bottles up on the shelf and some moonshine up there. We have some hanging crossbows. We have some paintings, some horns on display. Yeah, pretty much just simple stuff, but I have this over here too. We got our jukebox, some records set out for us here. Like I said, kept it pretty simple throughout, but I think it really has a life of its own now, which is really nice. I'm pretty happy with this, so time to move on from here. So now with our tavern complete, I want to take a little bit of time and go diamond mining so that we can get our copper trim on this armor, because I like the blue, but I think it's going to look real good with the copper trim. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time down in the mines and hope to get some diamonds to duplicate some templates and get that on there. It's at this time that I should ask you to subscribe if you're not already. Right now, we're sitting at just over 600 subscribers, which is great, more than I ever expected, but I would like to reach 1,000 by the end of the calendar year. It probably won't happen, but honestly, that's okay, because obviously it can't happen without me asking you to subscribe. So if you're not already, make sure you hit that bell button, and also you can like the video, and thank you as always. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks so much better. I'm so happy we took the time to do that because yeah, the blue was kind of driving me nuts, and this copper just goes so well with our character skin here. It looks so good. I'm loving this. So now it's back to doing interiors. All right, so the next interior that I want to do is this little guy here. So this is gonna be kind of like a little convenience store, a little general goods store. It's gonna have like, you know, basic items in there for sale, but I also want to bring some life to the docks here because it's looking a little bare. We also have like a couple blocks that don't really make any sense here. We have this bench out front that doesn't have anybody hanging out. We also have this ship over here with no life on it, so I think some more armor stands throughout is gonna be key and definitely necessary because things are just looking a little bit bare. We also have some torches that are just sitting out instead of lanterns, so I'm gonna have to replace those. So yeah, let's jump into building up this area a little bit, getting a little bit done on the inside here so I can bring you guys in. I think what I want to do, since we have the chimney on the backside here, is just make a little stove, nothing too, you know, grand and like distracting, I guess it would be the word. Just something a little small and, you know, kind of comforting. And then like a little bit of a counter, some displays on the back wall, maybe some stands, like a, you know, kind of like in a convenience store would have, just like an aisle, little small aisle stands. I think that should come out pretty good. So let me get a little bit done, and I'll bring you guys back to show some progress here. All right, so I've done a little bit of mock around here. So you can see I've got a couple of armor stands out here. My goal is to make one of them sitting and one of them kind of facing more towards the water. But I need some clothes. I need some more heads. And you guys know how we get those heads. So I'm procrastinating. But other than that, I've added some barrels out here, and I have some work going on over here. I think I'm going to try to add something with like a little bit of a umbrella there, but we'll get to that in a little bit. On the inside here, I've mocked up some shelves here. We've added the stove in the back, done a little bit with the roof here on the inside of the store. And then, yeah, added a little bit of a counter. I have these in place right now because this is kind of what I'm thinking for the shelves, but these might come out and be a little bit better. And then, yeah, we'll put some items and stuff on here, maybe add a carpet, just bring this place to life a little bit more with some more detail. But I just wanted to bring you guys in to show the progress so far. So, yep, let's finish this thing off. All right, guys, check it out. We have decorated this place a little bit. We've changed up the shelves, and I've added some mini blocks, some fish hanging here on the wall, added some chests here on the back, some barrels and some pots. I think this is pretty good for now. I would like to have like a fresh bit of inspiration to come back in here and kind of finish this off, but I think it looks pretty good for now. Definitely better than what it was, but I would like to move on to raining. Okay, well, I would like to move on to the town hall. And luckily for us, the town hall is mostly complete. If we make our way up in here and get out of the rain. Yeah, we did a lot on the downstairs here already. A ton upstairs with all the villagers that we have. But as you can see, we have some beams that aren't finished. I want to add the third floor as well so that we can top that up. And I think we're going to fix up these shelves a little bit since we have the chiseled bookshelves now with the placeable books. We got to come up with a fresh idea. And it would be nice if we can get all the villagers in, but I would like to at least extend their little pods up and decorate those up a bit as well. So yeah, let's get into that here and finish this place up real fast. It was at this point that I realized this would not be a fast process at all. I had an idea for how I wanted to build out this room and started going about it, but once it came to all the finer details, it really became a slog for me. But I just continued on throughout, realizing at a certain point that we had spent 950 days in the survival series, obviously starting out in a hardcore world first before dying around 260 days. And now we are at 950 days as we kind of started this library project, which is crazy. And then I spent a little bit of time after this project going AFK. So we are right at that 1,000 day marker. All right, so check it out. We have completed the upstairs here of the library. So we have all of our villagers in their little pods. We have the signs over them. We still have 4 empty pods over here, so we can get some new villagers in there as well. And with the new update, this style of trading hall is going to be pretty much obsolete. We won't be able to get guys like Silk Touch and the Mending in this biome anymore. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is kind of a thing of the past now, but yeah, check it out. So we have a bunch of detail in here. We have this using the signs as kind of a ladder here. Obviously, it's not functional, but I definitely got me a few times where I went to go use it, not even realizing, like, hey, I can't use that. But we have a couple desks in here. We have the chisel bookshelves throughout. And I think it'd be really cool if we replaced the chisel bookshelves here, like, completely. And that way we could put looting books, because I have a chest downstairs of a bunch of different books, different enchanted books. So it'd be fun to fill up these rows here with just those enchanted books, so you can just come in and grab one. But maybe in the future, as you can see, also in the future we'll have to do the balcony up here, but I'm not really sure what to do. It'd be nice to do like maybe a chandelier or something, but there's not much space up here. It's only 1 by 1 area here, so yeah, not much we can do here, but I just put up a couple lanterns just to keep it mob safe up here for now. And it's kind of just a cool little spot to come up here and run around, but we did put an actual ladder here, so it is functional. And we also have another one of the sign ladders over here all the way up to the top. But yeah, this is pretty much done. I really like this. But for the last thing I want to do for detail down here, guys, is... since we are 991 days in this world now, I think it'd be really fun to put up a map here on this back wall. That way we can see the progress at 1,000 days. So I'm just going to put these here, and then we're going to take some pictures. I'm going to start over at the starter house. And then hopefully, I mean, a lot of it's going to be empty if we go 3 by 3 here. But it should look pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about this. All right, and there it is. As I said, there's a lot of empty space still here, but this is really cool. We could really see all the progress that we've made, including some over here that's not even on the map where our farms are. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. Seeing the town from above here in image form makes me really want to start building back here and cleaning up this area and extending down into these areas as well. I think this is looking really cool, though. Getting closer and seeing some of these finer details, like the little boats here on the docks, seeing the dragon in full scale. I really like this. And plus you get like the pops of color from the cherry blossom tree that we planted. You get the rose from the little flower garden. I really like this. This is really cool. You get the check marks on the bridge across here. It would be nice to see the other 2 buildings over here, or 3 buildings. No, 2 buildings over here. But yeah, I think that would look really cool, obviously. But yeah, now I just want to extend this road all the way back around this mountain here in the middle where our dragon's sitting. And yeah, build up some stuff over here, down over on this area. Oh, God. So much to do, so much progress already made in the first 1,000 days. But yeah, I definitely want more now. Looking back at the progress we made today, I'm so happy with the way everything came out. This is something that I thought I could do, but I wasn't entirely sure that I would be able to do it. But once I started placing little blocks and working with the armor stance and just being patient, everything really started to come together. And I think just doing these interiors really brings this town to life in a way that it wasn't before. But I think that's going to do it for me in this episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining and sticking around to this point. If you'd like to support this channel more, you can always check out my donations page linked below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next episode.